This is Eric from Pack Hacker, and today we're taking a look at the Bellroy Via Backpack, which I've been testing for the past 2 weeks. If you find this video helpful, make sure you subscribe so we can continue making content like this to help you travel smarter. Let's dive in. So as far as external materials go here, I'm gonna bring this a little closer to you. We've got recycled nylon and polyester. So the main material here has a really nice texture to it. It feels pretty soft, but also durable. The shell is pretty rugged, and it also doesn't have a lot of give, so you're not gonna be able to like stuff gear inside of here. It's a pretty, it's not gonna stretch or anything like that. And on the bottom, we have this more synthetic feeling boot, which is a little bit of added water resistance and durability there on the bottom. But this is the Salt Brush colorway. It's kind of off-white. It might be hard to see that given our really bright lighting system. We do that so you can see inside the bags and see all the different details, but this material is kind of off-white, tiny bit of yellow and orange mixed in there. I really like that. But we also have, let me check my notes real quick. We have slate, which is really close to black, but not quite black. And then we have a black and a navy. So this is really the only lighter option. The rest of the options are more, they're darker and a little bit sleeker, but I do like how this one looks. I also like how sleek the logo is. We're used to that from Bellroy. I mean, like, it's legible. You can read it from a distance. It's not like in your face or anything like that. So we've got YKK zippers throughout this pack, but on the exterior, these are AquaGuard models to give you that little bit of extra protection from if it, get caught in the rain or something like that. And I did get caught in a sprinkle and a heavier rain once with this one. It wasn't for very long, but no issues with water getting through the materials or anything like that. As far as hardware goes, on the back here, we've got these metal adjusters. They hold on to the material really well here. They don't really doesn't like loosen up while you're wearing it or anything like that, at least in my experience, how I've been using it. Then we also have these strap keepers here to keep the strap, from flailing around. And we're kind of used to seeing stuff like this from Bellroy. I'm not really using these strap keepers there to their full potential there, but just very sleek, and everything is very minimalistic. There's not a lot going on other than that here. We do have a top handle up here. Not a lot of padding or mesh or anything like that to keep it comfortable, but because this isn't a huge pack and you're not going to stuff a ton of stuff in here, you can fit quite a bit, but it's not like, a full-fledged travel backpack. It's comfortable enough to use on like public transit and things like that. And you can also use it to like hang things with. It's kind of wide, so it's not going to work for every hook to hang it up, but every hook that I tried to hang it onto, it did work. So the simplicity does continue onto the harness system in the back panel here. So as you can see, these shoulder straps do have a slight curvature, and I find that these conform to my body really well. I do have a larger frame though, so maybe if you're a bit smaller, it might not be perfect. But overall, all of our testers here at Pack Hacker did find this to be comfortable. If you did note that at the top, this top portion, like it was kind of just like felt up here on the top of the shoulder. It wasn't like uncomfortable, but you could feel it. And maybe after, a long day of wearing it, that could be uncomfortable after a while. But for a larger frame like me, I didn't have that issue. And overall, I do dig the simplicity of this. We do have a fair amount of padding here. We've also got mesh on this back side to keep things cool. We see similar on the back panel here, fair amount of padding and that same mesh for continuity, and just kind of keeps things cool. On a really warm day, these are both gonna get a little bit hot. But to be honest, I've never really worn a backpack where that wasn't the case. So this does as well as most, if not better than most. But as you can see, there is no sternum strap. We don't have a hip belt here. Very minimalistic. And to be honest, for a pack of this size, it doesn't really feel like it's missing those. It's comfortable. I am someone who does like to have a sternum strap, even on the smallest backpacks. But in wearing this, it wasn't uncomfortable. But I kind of do wish it was there, but I didn't really miss it that much. So I think that's a testament to the simplicity and just how well this pack is designed. So I've got the pack on now, and in typical Bellroy fashion, as I went over a little bit earlier, there's nothing really out of place. There's no straps hanging around and just, flailing around like one of those things you see outside a used car lot or anything like that. Just a very streamlined look, and it's just comfortable. It really conforms to my back pretty well, and also the shoulder straps are comfortable too. But as you can see, it is a bit wider here at the top. So as I mentioned, if you do have a smaller frame or smaller shoulders, you might feel that a little bit. I don't think it's going to be like terribly uncomfortably so, but I don't know. I could definitely see how that could bother someone with a smaller frame if it was rubbing all day, and especially if you're wearing this, across a new city or something like that, and you have all of your gear loaded inside. it might get a bit heavy. But overall, very comfortable, and I really like how this pack fits, especially considering it doesn't have those, hip belt or sternum strap. And it doesn't really look like it needs it, and it doesn't really feel like it needs it either. So as far as secondary compartments go, we've just got the one. It's up here at the top, kind of a quick access, quick use pocket. Let me open it up real quick. Inside right now, I've just got a pair of Gooder sunglasses stowed inside of here. There's really no organization to speak of. It's just a very small pocket. I am able to fit my standard iPhone 11 inside there. It does have a case on it, and it's a pretty tight fit. So if you do have a larger phone, or you do use a larger case like an OtterBox or something like that, you might struggle to fit that inside and still be able to close the zipper. And as I mentioned earlier, this material doesn't have a lot of give, so that's another, I guess, I don't want to say a negative of it because it is durable and water resistant, so I don't really see it as a negative, but you're not going to be able to really stretch it to make it fit. So it is a great place for sunglasses. There isn't a ton of padding here, so I mean, this little case really isn't doing that much, but if you do have a hard case, it might be nice to throw that in there, especially if they're prescription glasses or sunglasses and you're going to need them to see. But overall, nice little pocket to throw your phone, wallet, if they'll fit, and then or a pair of sunglasses if you prefer to do that instead. Obviously, my phone and wallet aren't in there, so we'll have to go into the main compartment to see where those are at. So moving into the main compartment now, as you can see, the zipper track goes to about right here. So it doesn't go super far down the pack, but given these materials, you can still kind of fold it when you open it. So I'll show you that now. When you open it up, you can kind of fold this down like this. So they did a really good job with the design of that. As you can see, we do have a mesh zippered pocket here. And the way that this folds, you have access to that. And because it is a mesh material, it stretches and you can fit quite a bit of gear inside of here. And when you fold it, you have access to that and then also access to the rest of the compartment. So you can access this and this at the same time, which a lot of times you're kind of picking one or the other depending how the backpack's designed. So I really dig that. So inside of this compartment here right now, I've just got my phone and my wallet, Chum surf shorts, and then this is just a cheap case for my phone. But as you can see, this is a pretty stretchy material. So this is my packable jacket, and I could fit that inside of there because of that stretchy material. No problems, and it'll close up. So you really do have quite a bit of leeway of what you can put in there. I wouldn't put something this big in there, I don't think, because this is the only place to lock down gear inside of this whole compartment. So this is typically for smaller things I don't want bouncing around, like my phone, wallet, or smaller things like dongles or something like that, especially if you don't have a tech pouch, you can throw your tech inside of here. So in the main compartment here, I've got my air split kit, which is my tech kit, and then I've just got 3 packing cubes to show you the real, what you can fit inside there. I just popped something in one of these packing cubes, I don't know what it was. So we've got a pretty large packing cube there, I'd say large to XL, and then small or medium, depending how you look at it. And I had a lot of leftover room here, so I'm gonna get rid of these real quick. And there's quite something, I guess not really I guess it kind of is a con, it's just maybe something that I'm not used to doing, is it's hard for me to utilize this top space. It's easy for me to pack below the zipper, but once it gets above that, it's kind of hard for me to pack stuff up there. So then this top area can sometimes be, I guess, just a little bit not used as well as it should be. I was able to kind of get around this because we do have 2 zippers. When I'm packing it, when I get everything packed up to there, I just pull the zippers up like that, and then I kind of stack things on top. I think that's more of a me issue than a con of the pack, but just something to think about. You kind of have to stack it on the way up. You gotta do it modular wise, but overall you can't fit a ton of gear in this main area. There's no organization inside of here, but as you saw, if you use packing cubes, tech kit, organizers and stuff like that, it organizes pretty well. Or you can just kind of do a free-for-all if you want to. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, and you can probably fit more gear in there if you do that because you don't have, we've got this ample Cordura here. And there's obviously materials on the packing cubes as well. But on the back wall here, we have a laptop case. This is a laptop sleeve. You can fit up to a 16-inch computer here. This is a 15-inch, fits with no problem. As you can see, there's a bit of extra room there to fit a larger computer. This back material here is like a fuzzy material to protect your devices, and we have that same material on the back side of this. Pretty ample padding here. So I didn't really feel like my laptop was unsafe at any point. And then on the back side, you obviously have the padding from the back compartment there as well. So overall, I was kind of surprised how much gear I could fit inside of here. Just looking from the outside and the fact that there's no additional pockets. Really, there's only 2 compartments here. You've got this secondary compartment and the main compartment. So I was kind of surprised how much gear I could fit inside of here. I mean, that's more packing cubes than I typically bring on a trip, and those fit in there no problem. And then also, I was able to put my tech kit, a packable jacket, phone, wallet, and I had room to spare. So this is a good like even weekender bag if you want to take this on a weekend trip, or a good bag to take to work if you want to bring your workout gear and stuff like that as well. It doesn't have any features like places to put your shoes or anything like that. And something that didn't work super well for me is it doesn't have a water bottle pocket on the exterior, but overall very happy with how this thing looks, how it performs, and how much gear I can stow inside. So there you have it, the Bellroy Via Backpack. Thanks for keeping it here at Pack Hacker, your guide to smarter travel. We'll see you in the next one.